So obviously the biggest story for today is actor Allu Arjun, the superstar in Telugu cinema, who has been arrested and then remanded to 14 days of custody and then granted bail by the High Court. And in this video, I'll talk about who he is and why he's so important and what happened, what he was charged with, and also whether or not it was fair and whether our police are actually just celebrity hunting or was there anything to that case. But I want to point out to you, well, I just shared this story right now, and this is the Times of India, and you'll see the High Court. He was arrested. He was taken for his health checkup, his medical checkup, which is normally procedure, and then presented before a magistrate who gave him 14 days in jail. After which the High Court has granted him bail, saying right to life and liberty can't be taken away just because he's an actor, suggesting that there is some element of celebrity hunting here. And it went on to say the court has said apparently there is no malified action, which means there's no criminal action or action that was intended to hurt, that was associated to the petitioner. And that's what the court has said. And court actually suggesting that he's done nothing wrong, and this is completely ridiculous. He was given bail for 4 weeks, interim bail for 4 weeks. I want to tell you what the cops have said. According to a police press release, there was a premiere of the film. Tickets were sold. People came to watch the film. And the police say that the theatre management did not make any provisions regarding the security measures to manage the crowd or a separate entry and exit for the actors' team. And apparently, the police claim that they were not informed that the actors were going to come to this event, and the management of the theatre had not made any arrangements for crowd control. So at about 9:30 p.m. on 4th of December, Allu Arjun came to the theatre with his personal security. The police say that his personal security started to push the public away because they were trying to mob him, they were trying to enter the space. And in that, according to the police, further aggravated the situation. And taking advantage of that situation, a large number of people tried to enter the lower balcony area. In that, one Revati and her son, according to the police, felt suffocated because of the crush. And even though they were both taken to the hospital and the boy was undergoing treatment, she was declared dead while she was taken to the hospital. This is what the police have said. Now, for those of you who don't know or you are not familiar with Telugu films, Allu Arjun is a very powerful person who is linked to a very powerful family. And I'll give you a quick lowdown on this. His father, Allu Arjun, is a very famous producer. His uncle is Chiranjeevi, arguably the top actor of the Telugu industry. So which means his cousin is Ram Charan of RRR. And even his grandfather was a Padma Shri actor as well. So this is a very well-connected, and normally, as it happens in the South, they're close to various, positions of power as well. So he is a powerful, influential person who's been arrested. But he's not the only person who's been arrested, because I kept looking at it thinking, the police must have more to go on. What have they charged him with? So they've apparently also arrested one of the owners of the theatre and a senior manager and the lower balcony in charge person as well. And they've all been charged with culpable homicide not amounting to murder and causing hurt, according to under these sections 105 of the BNS and 118. Now, culpable homicide not amounting to murder needs to show an intention, malified intent. Remember what the court says, which means that if I happen to shove you and you fell down and you got grievously hurt, there needs to be a display of intent that I shoved you with the intent of causing you pain. There has to be malified, there has to be malice in my action. And that is where this whole thing comes into question. Now, I also want to remind you that this is Telangana, this is Hyderabad. So that's a government of the Congress party at this point. BRS and BJP are in opposition. The BRS working president, K.T. Ramarao, has said that this is just the insecurity of the rulers, that they are behaving in this manner. The BJP has also criticized it quite a bit. But there are a couple of things that I want to discuss with you about this case. I don't know, my computer is a little slow, but I'm going to try and open this for you. You'll see this was a visual. There are videos all over the internet, but this is a visual of him when the police came to pick him up from his house. The lady next to him is his wife, Sneha, and he's drinking his coffee, and he tells his wife, "Don't worry, I'm going to be fine." And he drinks his coffee. He's wearing a T-shirt that actually has the slogan, his main dialogue of the Pushpa film, on his sweatshirt. And the cop says that, no, sir, don't worry. you drink your coffee, we will wait until you drink your coffee. So there's like a lot of like, and there's a lot of camaraderie between him and the cops, and everybody seems really friendly and everybody seems really fine. The big question really that we should ask at this point is, one, do our cops do celebrity hunting? Because I remember there was a recent case where the Diljit Dosanjh also said that if, for example, someone buys my ticket for 10 rupees and sells it for 100 rupees, how am I at fault? How is the artist at fault? So is there a tendency among Indian cops to go after the most famous person if they are in some way linked to something? Because that's a photo op that will, I don't know what it does to their careers and why they do it, but it seems like there is a tendency to do it. Also, if you know that India has a history of stampedes, and this is the other bigger thing we need to talk about, not whether Allu Arjun was in fact culpable in any way for showing up for his own film, and whether or not big movie stars should be required to declare to the police their every move, and what then happens to their freedom and their ability to move around. But what we need to discuss is whether or not there is a tendency in India to ignore crowd control. I mean, remember very recently there was also that case in Hathras where 121 people died. 121 people. This was not a big city. This was Hathras in Uttar Pradesh. It was some sort of like a religious satsang event where there was a stampede where people were coming out of there. What happened in that case? Where are the arrests? Did you proceed with the same amount of diligence as you're doing in this case? Because here there's a celebrity involved. And is it cases that actually have celebrities that get the most media attention, which is why the police are so keen? And also fundamentally, the feeling that when there is a crowded space in India, it's automatically dangerous, because in India, we don't do crowd control. In India, we don't measure the number of people coming in and out of a particular entrance. We don't measure what happens if there is panic, where will people run. There seems to be an under-education among people who own public spaces on how to handle this. There seems to be an under-education among those who give permissions for events to actually look at entries, exits, whether the area is slushy, whether people can walk there, where they will exit, how they will enter the road, all of that. It boils down fundamentally to the idea that life is cheap in India, and we're not as important unless there's a celebrity involved. The father of the young boy and the wife of the husband of the wife who died has actually come forward and said that he doesn't want to press any charges. He understands it's not the actor's fault. Something obviously the police have not understood, but it does seem to me that this is celebrity hunting. It is not fair on the actor. Whether or not we agree with his choice of films, as a citizen of this country, he should be allowed to do his job, and this is certainly not his personal fault. Maybe look into the theatre owners and whether or not they should have informed the police of the kind of crowd that they were going to actually see. But it really does seem like in general in India, we don't take crowd control seriously. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you think that more should be done, or what should be done, or how we can take. Remember, we're also talking about big concerts that now happen in India. Bryan Adams performed yesterday. Coldplay is coming just around the corner. Thousands of people gathered in one arena. How do we take crowd control more seriously to keep people safe? So entertainment is an enjoyable experience and not a dangerous experience. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Remember, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us do a better job for you. Thanks for watching.